Hello everyone and welcome back to the Spearhead cast. With me Matt, with every 4x4 for you all here on Brody on the Eastern Front. Let's go through the players, shall we? Representing the Soviet Union today, we have the Tajay, Tajay, 1, 2, 3. That's obviously the Soviet Union without the commanders. We have Imperator da Sonne with tank division straight out the gates. We have Chewie with artillery division straight out the gates. And finally, we have Smokey as tank division. Ooh, that's going to be interesting. Triple tank! Oh god. Triple tank supported by an artillery. That's going to be a lot of pressure. Representing the Axis today, we have Maverick as Sturm Tactics for die Waffen-SS. We have MJP 919 as the Wehrmacht without a commander choice. We have Mr. Moon as Panzerdivision for die Wehrmacht. And finally, Arranged Karma as Panzerjäger Tactics for the Waffen-SS. That's probably a good choice considering they're going to be fighting 3 tank divisions of the Soviet Union. That's going to be a lot of armored pressure the Soviets can just push out into the German zone. When we have the Soviets pushing up, trying to get as much ground as possible. When the first firefights will happen, and I think it might occur here with the Storm Pioneers. Yeah, Conscripts are taking the first shots here. Looks like the Storm Pioneers are going to manage to get their sandbags up though, because Conscripts are bad shots. They managed to get their vodka though, so they will be a little bit more resilient for a while. But they suck at aiming even more while it's going on. So it's not good for... Well, it's not good for doing damage to have vodka activated, but it will prevent you from dying quickly. We also have a Kugelwagen here for the Waffen-SS. Lots of pressure here. No command choice yet, I think, from MJP. Doesn't look like it. Germans are trying to get for all the fuel points as fast as they can. They are trying to keep the Soviets off this one. They have managed to secure the northern one though. Soviets are going to push for the center though. That's going to be a lot of Soviet infantry in short order. So it's just going to have to keep applying pressure, I think, to keep the fight going there. Oh, big Soviet push up here on the Sturm Pioneer. Molotov on him. Oh, and that's a dead Sturm Pioneer. That's a big loss early game. The Sturm Grenadiers need to get behind cover in a good position. They don't have a lot of good ones here. Especially with all these Soviets coming their way. That's pretty painful for them. Especially early game. But they have managed to prevent the Soviets from getting this point. But they will lose this one now. You know, the Soviets are going to push a bit more and more troops. Looks like the Wehrmacht is pushing up here to try and prevent it with some Volksgrenadiers and Pioneers. We also have a Kugelwagen as well. And some more Sturm Grenadiers coming up. The Germans should do pretty well here at long range combat. With heavy cover-to-cover fighting. So it's still applying pressure down here the best they can. But Soviets can just apply a lot more infantry to the fights than the Germans can early game. Especially with all the conscripts. We also have some Fonsoviki coming up behind us now, so that's a lot of stuff coming up. There's lots of rifles coming their way. Oh, and they're gonna kill on the Kugelwagen. Not looking good there. Oh, Volksgrenadiers is about to be outflanked here, and that could be a Molotov coming our way. And they're not close enough. They're going to try and jump over. There we go, holding. The Germans have realized it, so they have relocated some of the troops. Yeah, and then dodging. They are taking loss still from all the prolonged firefights. Meanwhile, the Waffen-SS is still holding down here with the Sturm Grenadiers. Maxim coming up here quickly. I think the Germans are going to be completely overrun here shortly at this rate. Kugelwagen is going to drive up. That's a very risky maneuver against the Maxim. Maxim switches target. There we go, getting the gunner. And decrewing it. One Kugelwagen manages to get away though. One more Grenadier surviving here for MJP. They've not picked a commander yet either. But the Grenadiers will certainly help. Because Grenadiers are just pretty decent infantry at long range. Taking in short but good front line. The Sturm Grenadiers are slowly being pushed back. Soviets are definitely going to have the field advantage now. They've also secured the northern flank up here, and even like mines on the roads. They're thinking ahead. In case they get pushed back. We also have an MG-34 arriving here for die Wehrmacht. Grenadiers folding over to try and get to this point. Would be nice to get the munitions point in German hands so they can get some more weapons. And that conscript is not going to get out alive, is it? Looks like it might. That's still a lot of Grenadiers in one area. We have a small pack coming up as well. Sturmgrenadiers holding their best down there. MT-34 is now in a good position to cover the center somewhat. But we do have a Maxim here from the artillery division. Laying down some good fire on the Grenadiers as they try to push up. Now they have the pack present. A small pack, the pack 36. Just hitting the ground at the moment though. It's not a good show. 5 grenade though. Decent enough. Didn't do too much damage. The Conscripts will not win that fight because Grenadiers are just way better at long range combat. We have an MG34 here from the Sturm Tactics. But the Maxim is inside the building there. Although I don't think the MG34 can actually hit it because of the angle. That's not good for the Germans right there. Soviets are digging in along the front line quickly. Benches, sandbags and everything else they need. Now that we have a little bit of a quiet before the storm. But the Soviets have just been laying more mines and clearing up areas up here. So the Germans are going to send some troops their way soon. But the munitions point is going to be in German hands at this point, by the looks of it. So at least the Germans will have some supplies to work with. Lots of folks Grenadiers moving around here. But the Soviets have manned the northern flank here with a Maxim. They're definitely digging in. So the Germans are going to have to be the ones that do the assaulting. Kugelwagen got completely destroyed this time. Fort HQ being set up here by the Soviet Union, as well as some mortar nearby. As the Soviets just dig in rapidly. Maxim is going to try and prevent the Germans from pushing up in the center. Overall, not looking too good here. Sturmgewehr is being handed out to the Sturmgrenadiers of the Panzerjägers. Unique upgrade if you're playing as Panzerjäger. Definitely a really good upgrade for Sturmgrenadiers to get. Like, Sturmgewehr should never be underestimated. Very costly though. Ooh, and the Sturmgrenadiers here in trouble. They managed to get away. Yeah, I have an MD-42 here for the Panzergrenadiers. Building up a new box there.
Fresh officer has arrived.
That's going to be able to hold back all the Soviet infantry for a while that comes to the center. Conscripts getting close here. They might try and do a Molotov. Ooh, but the Sturmgewehr just mow into them, killing them.
More of our troops have been lost.
Fort HQ been set up here by the Waffen-SS. Another MG-34, so looks like the Waffen-SS is just digging in. Little machine guns, so they are definitely just holding on now. But that might be the Soviets' advantage if they're just building up fuel to get lots of T-34s. They are playing with 3 tank commanders after all. That could certainly be a problem. MG-42 getting some good shots in there. Reloading its box magazine. It's been suppressed though. Also might go off here. Yep, and goes off. But they managed to crawl away. That's really lucky for that MG team. And they can pull back here to replenish. They're gonna set up a medic bunker instead by the looks of it. Looks like we have a command squad from the Waffen-SS Panzers here without their vehicle. Being called in instead. Gonna call some artillery in the center. But there's a lot of machine guns just pointed towards the German front line. And likewise, the Germans have a lot of machine guns pointed towards the Soviets. So they are settling in for a little bit more of a static fight at the moment. Oh, so the Germans might have gotten the upper hand here to push the Soviets back briefly, but there's a Duschke bunker behind it.
One of our emplacements is under attack.
MG-42 Grenadiers moving up. But that's just so many machine guns. Question is, what are the Germans going to do? They have geared up here somewhat, even got a minesweeper. And another Sturmführer as well. Pulling artillery on the Maxim position, good to see. Oh, they actually have an ARF class, a spot for it, that's very nice. That should actually increase the accuracy of it. Oh yeah, like, look at that.
Mortar team has arrived.
And that's a dead Maxim.
We have lost a machine gun crew.
Meanwhile, we have the Storm Pioneers pushing up here with their Minesweeper. But there's still a Thompson armed Sapper squad. Thompsons being the unique upgrade for them if you're playing as a tank. Lend-Lease from the United States. Not sure how much the Soviets actually used it. I think it even says that... oh, good mine. It even says that ammunition was kind of a rare sight, so... But it was not used as often, which I think is why only very few units can get it. One being, well, the Sappers. Germans are trying to apply pressure for the center here. Not being easy. And the Storm forces are trying to hold down here the best they can. We do have an armored car coming up, but they need to spot for mines. There might be more mines. But the Minesweeper's moving up. No. Yeah, that was close. They just spot the miner. And will they be able to get rid of it while under fire? They will. That's going to be good for the armored car. You have a Sis gun nearby though. And the Soviets are still putting more and more troops in the center to keep the Germans off it. Until being called here by the Soviet officer. There might be a lot of artillery strikes coming in soon. Lots of mortar shells.
The enemy is trying to destroy
Storm Tactics is still holding down here. Here comes the shells. Not much to hit though. So the Germans are securing the northern flank though. The armored car certainly helps, I suppose. That's a grenade. Didn't do enough.
Infantry squad has
This gun is back there.
MG support standing by.
That machine gun has to be very cautious where it sets up. They might use the small cart here. Wagon. As the Mthis pushes up with some infantry with Sturmgears. As the Germans try to apply pressure. Going down the Sappers there. Artillery going in.
Under attack.
We got the gun out of the bunker. That's important. Gebadeladung going out as well.
The enemy has taken
Good push there from the Germans. That's going to apply a lot of pressure. Problem is that Sis gun. Can get shots on the armored car there. And it's going for it and gets it. Germans are trying their best here. They even got some more Panzer Grenadiers to support. And they captured Maxim. Well, the fighting continues along the front line. Russians have just dug in heavily here. Building the command shares from MJP.
The Scharfschütze has arrived.
Our Panzer Grenadiers are moving up. That's some very good infantry right there. Sturm Grenadiers pushing up with the Sturmgewehr as well. There's like a machine guns now to stop them. There's a T-70 nearby. Oh, there is one Dushka placement here.
The enemy is trying to destroy
Artillery being called here by the German officers. Just lots of artillery strikes going in this part of the map at the moment.
We have lost our mortar team.
And the Germans have set before the HQ somewhere? No, they haven't. Okay, I thought they had set on one up over here. Artillery going in return from the Soviet officers. Just a lot of good potential here. But I can definitely say the Soviets have the upper hand. Germans are pulling up packs now to the front line. Probably a good thing. Ooh, and the mortar's also hitting them quite hard.
A pack gun.
Oh, 8-man Maxim team inside the building. So they got the unique upgrade from being artillery. Where you can add 3 extra men to your weapon teams. Pretty big deal, by the way. Actually make them quite survivable. That's a T-60. That's like, think of a T-70 but with an autocannon instead. I'll be able to shock and armor commander, I think. Doing a good job against the Panzer Grenadiers out in the open there. We also have T-34s. Oh, that's going to be a lot of T-34s. Oh god.
One of our
Are they just gonna overpower the German defense now with T-34s? They might very well. It's quite viable if you're playing as tank commander after all, because T-34s are so cheap. Panzerfaust destroys the T-60. But the German front line is still having a hard time here. We also have an M15 Lend-Lease weapon here with auto cannons and double 50 caliber, I think. Panzer IV F1 is not going to be able to do much, I think. Gonna try its best though. The stolen Maxim is being rolled up as well. But the Russians just have a lot of troops here. Lots of rifles. Lots of marksman rifles, actually. Pioneers also in the field with their Panzerbüchses. Not sure how effective they are at the moment, though. We also have another MT-44 there, and an MT-42 for the Panzergrenadier. Lots of T-34s are being prepared, though, behind the line.
The enemy is trying to destroy us.
Oh, the Soviets are just going to completely overrun the front line soon, aren't they?
T-34 ready for combat.
That's going to be quite a shock to the Germans, I think, when those T-34s arrive en masse and just completely destroy the front line. So we have the Panzer F4, F1 moving up here. More Sturmgrenadiers moving up as well. This can be used as an artillery piece again. Lots of Sturmgewehrs here though, so that's a very big investment in all these squads. They're gonna have the Panzer IV for support though, but there is Sis guns after all, so that could stop them. Also Duske in placement. Just a lot of issues here for all these Sturmgrenadiers to deal with.
Command has been set. The static post is now in operation.
And all the firefights going on. But this front line is having a lot of a presence. F1 might go down soon. It doesn't look like it. But I think these Sturmgrenadiers probably want to pull back. They've suffered heavy losses. Just been shot from so many angles. Hauptsturmführer is going to try and call in some artillery strikes. Not sure where. Building being set on fire here, and the Maxim is being destroyed as well. Oh, looks like MJP has gone for staff, I'm pretty sure. Yep, that's staff commander. Okay. Guess they just need the presence on the field now. Truppen pushing up here, German penal troopers. Throwing a steel Hangarata as they get close there. As they're thrown into the meat grinder. Do manage to decapture the point though while under fire. F1 is ready again. Goes to some Panzergrenadiers again now. Being armed with an LMG-42 100 rounds. Grenadiers will try and secure the center points. Sturm Tactics has been on a lot of fire here, but they bring up light infantry guns now. Probably a good choice considering, because it's actually a pretty decent weapon. Problem is, the Soviets have a recon team keeping eyes on everything. Oh, good shot there from the light infantry gun. Big push here from the Germans. They're going to try and secure the northern flank again. F1 and several units of the Waffen-SS with Sturmgewehrs. As well as the SS Panzergrenadiers here. Some elements of the Wehrmacht as well, just to supplement. That's a big push going on. They push forwards. Problem is that Duske placement back there. Ooh, another mine, I think. artillery being called here by the... Oh, mine kills the squad. Not looking good there. Well, I think the Germans still have the advantage in this little firefight. But... looks like the T-34s might be in the move. We even had the Bulgarians called in. That's a lot of T-34s. Looks like one T-34 is going to rush up ahead of the others. Against the Beute Panzer Sherman. Available to Panzerjäger tactics. Well, I don't think it's going to win against that. It might win against the T-34 now. After that Panzerfaust. Yep, it does. Germans keep advancing the best they can. Another T-34 is nearby though. Pushing upwards. But it stays from the shot from the Sherman. Beute Panzer wins out that engagement again. Well, looks like the rest of the T-34 is on the move now. Here comes the Soviet horde of T-34s. Even gonna have some tank riders in the back. Now, I don't think the Germans can stop this. That's a lot of T-34s, I mean. And they're soon gonna be engaged. Even with some infantry support and light vehicles as well. Bulgarians are trying to prevent the Germans from flanking a little bit. But here comes the T-34s. They're gonna overrun the front line. There's not a lot to cover this part of the front line either. Oh, here it comes. There's one pack here. But they're still overrunning it. One is ramming it. They go driving over the pack. Because you can actually do that. Mthis is going to try and prevent it. Using Panzerfausts. But more and more of the Soviets arrive. Raketenwerfer is doing his best to try and hold down here too. Getting some good shots off, but the Soviets are just overrunning the front line. Just doing drive-bys. Yeah, the Germans cannot hold this. This is too much. There's nothing pushing on this end because they've probably lost most of the infantry. Meanwhile, we also have the T-34s pushing up here. Lots of T-34 action, but they've also lost a lot of them. It's going to be very hard for the Germans to make a comeback. We do have the Stuk, though, doing its best. Oh, and it's about to be outflanked here. Takes up one. He's to focus the last one. Probably should get the Grenadiers close. Here comes the rest of the T-34s. As they just drive around. Taking out the baby tiger as well. Although the baby tiger is holding up for now. There it goes. Stuk is doing his best. Takes out another T-34. But here comes the next of this next swarm. One is ramming. There it goes. Another Stuk arriving, but it's a little bit too close. But T-34s have done so much damage here already. And while this is going on, the rest of the Soviets have also pushed in the northern flank. Getting some KV-8s now. But all the German anti-tank equipment has definitely put a dent in the T-34s. But too much damage has just been inflicted, I think. And we also have guards moving up now. Like, 3 players with tank division. That's a lot of T-34s. Like, no wonder the Germans got overrun. They should probably have lit some mines. Like, some Regal mines would probably have put a dent in all of that if they pushed into an area with a minefield. More and more T-34s are still arriving. How cheap are they anyway? 300 manpower and 55 fuel if you're playing as tank commander. And no wonder they can get so many of them. That's a really cheap T-34. But the Soviets keep up the advance. One load MG gunner there, about to be shot to pieces. There he goes.
We lost a gun crew.
Panzer 4 GR arriving here for the Waffen SS. Germans are desperately trying to get more and more units out. Something to try and hold the line. But it looks like at this point it's kind of over. Potentially. Yeah, they surrender. I hope you all enjoyed this one. This was an interesting match. Lots of T-34s. I'll see you all in the next one, everyone. Bye-bye.